This is K2 News at 5 on your side.
This is happening right now, the search for a 61-year-old woman in the Mount Hood National Forest. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says Susan Lane Fournier disappeared with her 2 dogs. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
I'm Deborah Knapp. Her boss reported her missing when she didn't show up for work. Search crews believe Lane Fournier and her 2 dogs are in the Green Canyon Way trail area just south of Welch's.
And K2 Shelby Slaughter joins us live now from the command side. And Shelby, what can you tell us tonight?
For people who know Susan, or Phoenix as they call her, they say that something is definitely not right here. Yesterday, she was supposed to teach a sound bath class, and friends and family say that was something she's really passionate about and something she wouldn't miss.
We noticed that she didn't show up at 1:30.
The Hoodland Bazaar feeling empty today as search and rescue crews just up the street looking for a missing woman who helps run the store.
And then I called her. The call went to her voicemail.
Khalid Kamoui and his brother own the store. And when Susan Lane Fournier didn't show up for work last Friday, they knew something was wrong.
We had 8 teams in the field that comprised of about 37 folks, 2 drone operators in the field, and then we also had our own canine teams out in the field. And so those folks are covering a very large area.
Ross Clemson is helping lead the search. He says Lane Fournier's truck was found near the Salmon River trailhead. They believe she is with her 2 dogs.
Conditions they're starting to experience running into snow, accumulated snow on the ground, and so luckily we have assets here today to help navigate that challenge.
Officials tell me they are in communication with her family as the search continues. And there are some crews out still searching the area, but as you can tell, it's getting dark now. I'm told that crews are starting to clear out now, and they'll be out here first thing tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Welch, I'm Shelby Slaughter, K2 News.
Shelby, thank you. Some new developments today on the sex abuse scandal that has rocked the St. Helens School District for weeks. St. Helens School Board is meeting in just a couple of hours to appoint a new interim superintendent. This comes after the current superintendent and principal of St. Helens High School were put on administrative leave. Both are being investigated by the Oregon Department of Human Services for allegedly failing to report child safety concerns. Ahead of that board meeting tonight, the district has not responded to our questions about why the teachers accused of sex abuse were allowed to keep teaching while the allegations were investigated.
K2's Christina Giardinelli's live at the high school now. And Christina, Oregon law requires districts to put those teachers on leave, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oregon law calls on public schools to immediately put any teachers or staff members on leave when they're being investigated for inappropriate conduct with minors. And even though police started investigating this back in October, those teachers were not put on leave. A new St. Helens School District superintendent will have their work cut out for them. Scandal erupted in early November when police announced the arrest of 64-year-old Mark Collins, a former St. Helens high school teacher, and 46-year-old Eric Stearns, a current teacher at the school. Both face sex abuse charges. Parents like Tamika Williams, furious that the school district allows Stearns to keep coaching her daughter's cheer team while police investigated the sex abuse claims.
Really makes me very irritated. Like, you know, I'm fighting back and forth whether or not if I want the girls in the school, but, you know, I got to do it for their education.
St. Helens police say their investigation into Stearns and Collins started in October. Police Chief Joseph Hogue tells us their investigation shows the school received reports about the alleged sex abuse as early as 2019, but did not report it.
They should have had them out of the school from the jump as soon as they found out, instead of letting them teach.
Oregon Senator Sarah Gelser-Bluin saying the district appears to have violated multiple Oregon laws.
It is inconceivable to me that, first of all, even without a requirement, that anyone would know that there was a risk that an adult was sexually abusing, physically abusing, or grooming a child and not contact the authorities.
Per Oregon law, all public school teachers, staff, and administrators must immediately report child abuse suspicions to DHS and police. Oregon law also requires that a teacher, staff, or administrator accused of inappropriate contact with a student be immediately put on leave.
If the law had been followed, this would have been addressed immediately as soon as any person became aware that this risk of abuse was occurring.
Now, I reached out to the school district to ask them about policies about these state laws. They have not responded to my request for comment. In just about an hour and a half, the school board is set to vote on that new superintendent. We'll be following that closely and bringing you the latest, so keep it live on KATU for those updates. For now, live in St. Helens, Christina Giardinelli, KATU News.
Christina, thank you. People can report suspected child abuse or neglect to the Oregon Child Abuse Hotline. The phone number is on your screen, 855-503-SAFE. Abuse can also be reported to the Safe Oregon tip line. Just head to safeoregon.com or call 844-472-3367.
The news now, Oregon Senator Ron Wyden demanding answers from Portland General Electric tonight. He wants to know why customers' bills have gone up by more than 40% in the last 3 years. In a letter to the president and CEO of PGE, Wyden said the rising rates are burdensome for many families and make the cost of paying for basic necessities unaffordable.
They're walking on an economic tightrope. The people I'm hearing from are balancing the food bill against the rent bill, against the gas bill, and there's another PGE rate hike apparently on offer right now, and folks are just telling me this is not sustainable.
In a letter to PGE, Wyden requested answers about the rate hikes and about the steps the company is taking to limit cost increases. The letter is posted on our website, KATU.com, if you want to take a closer look. KATU reached out to PGE for comment. We'll let you know when we hear back.
A verdict in the trial of a woman who fired shots into the ceiling at Portland International Airport last year. A jury found Laura Marie Patterson guilty of 6 charges, but acquitted her on the most serious charges of attempted murder. Patterson fired 2 rounds into the ceiling of a terminal checkpoint last November. Patterson told officers and detectives she didn't have a flight that day but felt compelled to drive to PDX. She said she fired her gun so someone would stop her from killing family members who live out of state. The incident caused thousands of dollars in damage. Patterson's in custody. A judge sentences her next month. 4
suspects allegedly tied to a crime ring involving guns and identity theft were in court today. They, along with 3 minor suspects, were arrested Friday after a months-long investigation regarding crimes across the state of Oregon. Police say the suspects would prowl unlocked vehicles looking for keys, guns, and credit cards. Police believe there are likely other victims who have not come forward. If you know anything about this, contact Portland Police.
Well, today, teacher strikes continue against the Albany School District, entering its 3rd week. Students, parents, and teachers are there after the district did not agree to their request of safe class sizes and better support for students with learning differences. Because of the holiday, there are no classes this week. Parent-teacher conferences are canceled. The district says that they do not have scheduled negotiations for today, but the teachers union will hold 2 community forums tonight.
Just ahead of that Thanksgiving holiday, many Americans are traveling a bit early to try and get ahead of start on those crowds. Experts are saying this is going to be a record-setting travel holiday that includes flying in and out of PDX. AAA expecting nearly 80 million people nationwide to travel for the Thanksgiving holiday. Tomorrow being the busiest for airlines, with 50,000 flights taking off around the country.
Thanksgiving is the busiest travel holiday of all. This is the time of year when most people travel. So already you're comparing a very high number from last year. The fact that last year was a record and that we're even going to surpass that this year means a lot.
Others who are opting to drive, filling your tank will be cheaper than the past. Average cost of regular gas in Oregon about $3.50 a gallon now. That's down from $4 a year ago. If you're leaving your car, PDX, keep in mind the short-term parking garage is already over 50% full. Long-term and economy lots are more than 60% full, according to the airport's website.
Let's take a live look at Washington County right now. There it is from the Touchmark camera in the West Hills. Gorgeous evening across the region. Meteorologist Dave Salesky joins us. Of course, this is a very heavy travel week.
Yeah, and it's going to be that way all week long. It looks like a lot of folks going outbound, then returning towards the latter part of the week. The good news is, in the Pacific Northwest, things looking pretty good. Now, here's the latest we have on airports, and as you can see, Very few delays right now. Got a little bit of a problem in New Jersey, Newark International there. San Francisco's got some delays as well going on, but that's it. So not looking too bad as far as that goes for airline travel. If you're heading up into the mountains for driving over the Cascade Passes, again, not too bad. Barren, wet pavement right now. It's Highway 26 at Government Camp. We are seeing a little bit of slush on the road, though. We get down in towards Sandiam Junction here. We're seeing a little bit of slush on the road here. And then we've got some snow coming down this hour at Willamette Pass. Elevation here, those 5,000 feet above sea level. Even those snow showers, though, will be tapering off late tonight as drier weather begins to move in across the area. So, again, drier skies ahead. Some areas of some morning fog developing tomorrow. Parts of the Columbia Basin, also in parts of the Gorge and in the Willamette Valley, may slow down your early morning leaving if you plan on doing that, and then cooler temperatures also on the way. Great shot here from our In It Spanish head camera, Lincoln City. As you can see, not a bad evening there. Overcast skies to mostly cloudy this hour. 50 degrees the current temperature. There's that Stoller Estates camera again. Fair skies here, 43 the current numbers at this hour there. Highs today hit 52 in both Portland and Vancouver. 57 this afternoon for Astoria. Down the Willamette Valley, Salem, you were at 53 degrees. The Dow's at 46, a little cool there. 52, though, in Pendleton and 43 in LeGrand for the afternoon high. Now, here's what's ahead. On radar right now, the past few hours, we have been seeing some showers, but those are now winding down as higher pressure is beginning to build in all across the northwest. This little system right here is dropping down to the south of us, moving into parts of Northern California. So a few lingering showers for tonight. Maybe a few early morning showers tomorrow, but for the most part, drier skies, mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies for you on Tuesday. We go now from Tuesday into Wednesday. Higher pressure building on in, some morning clouds, some afternoon sunshine, a little cool, highs in the 40s. Dry skies, though, all the way through. There it is, Thanksgiving Day. In the afternoon, we'll have partly sunny skies for you, looking pretty good as well. So, your forecast for tomorrow on Tuesday, partly sunny skies, a chance of a shower in the morning hours. A little bit of fog as well in the morning. Light and variable winds, 51 for Astoria, 50 for Oahu, and 54 in Newport, also in Lincoln City. Now, in the Willamette Valley, some morning fog for Tuesday morning to begin the day. So if you're traveling around tomorrow morning, you may have some visibility difficulties. So far, not calling for any dense fog advisories. But morning fog and clouds giving way to partly sunny skies. 39 in Salem for the night's low there, 50 for the high there tomorrow. 36 and 49 the low and the high in Scappoose. Gorge and the Cascades, partly cloudy skies, chance of a shower. West end of the Gorge, say from Cascade Locks in towards Multnomah Falls in the morning hours. Outside of that, dry skies, 48 for both the Dalles and Hood River, 35 up at Government Camp. Central and eastern Oregon, areas of some morning fog. Partly sunny skies, maybe a shower in parts of central Oregon in the afternoon. Snow shower above 3,500 feet. 28 and 40, low and the high in Bend. 33 and 45, low and the high in Pendleton. And of course, tonight in Portland, 40 for the overnight low. Tomorrow's high reaches 49. Wednesday, we're at 47. Same story for Thursday on Thanksgiving, dry but chilly in the morning. And then temperatures staying in the 30s for overnight lows, but daytime highs mid and upper 40s and dry all the way through the weekend.
Thanks, Dave.
Where's the gobble?
Where was the gobble?
Not working today, apparently. Get ready for Thursday.
He's worried. He's worried.
Hey, if you're planning on filling your home with a fresh Christmas tree, here's something to keep in mind tonight. Broken and overheated light bulbs, the main culprit in a tree that catches on fire paired with a dried tree. We talked to the owner of Nob Hill Christmas in Northwest Portland for how to keep the tree from catching fire.
Most lights now, they're not incandescent hot lights anymore. We got LEDs, so they're a lot cooler on the tree.
He also adds that if you water your tree and it's green, it means it's full of water, so the risk for fire is low.
Well, raise your glass because the Portland Martini sign has been served for the holiday season. 30 by 30 foot sign in the West Hills is nearly 50 years old. That's the tradition of it. The sign has gone through size upgrades through the years, but it's always a signal that the holidays are near. Another beloved Portland sign, the white stag, usually lights up with a red nose the day after Thanksgiving.
Now, the Blazers just tipped off against the Memphis Grizzlies in Tennessee. The Portland Trailblazers trying to extend their winning streak to 2. See, we get excited about these things. They currently have a 7-game win and 10-game loss on the season. After the game, I joined Danny Morang and Joe Simons for a post-game show. Tyree is not there tonight. The Rip City wrap-up on 2.2 charge.
Well, we're back with more local news and just actually after the game, you'll be able to watch it on KATU.
And of course we'll be watching it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later on, folks.